Hi, welcome to a new reading vlog. We are in the middle of Bookoplathon. I'm very excited. I'm letting Bookoplathon decide what I read physically. It has no impact on my ebook reading because that's just too much to handle. I did that last year and that was a mess and it was a lot. So this year I'm just letting it decide what I'm reading physically, and I've been very excited. Now I'm currently reading Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, which is a age gap brothers, not brothers, boyfriend's dad romance. And yeah, I'll give you more of a synopsis once I'm further into it. And yeah, I'm reading this, and then for my ebook I am reading Angelica Frankenstein Makes a Match by Sally Thorne, which I'm 53% of the way through and I'm not liking. But this one follows Angelica Frankenstein, the sister of Victor Frankenstein, and she kind of created her perfect match out of like dead body parts because she hasn't had success in the romance department. And like she brings this person to life on the same night as Victor Frankenstein brings to life his monster that we all know from, the book. And it's a romance story, but it's also a little bit of a mystery, as this person like woke up with no memories and is desperate to know like his life before this happened. So Angelica has to like help him out, like try and figure out what his life was. And honestly, that storyline is the only thing that keeps me reading, because just the romance is like very icky in my opinion. It's like, I don't know, I'm not vibing with it because I feel like, the fact that he has no memories and he's like completely dependent on Angelica and Victor and like their kindness, I guess, to like stay alive and like, figure out who he actually is. It feels just so icky and manipulative. And I don't like the romance dynamics in play there. And I also I'm not vibing with the writing. I'm not liking it that much, and I really like the hating game, so like I don't know where that went wrong. But like I said, I still am reading because I am curious about the storyline where he's like trying to recover his memories. So I'm curious to see who he is, and I'm curious to see how everything's gonna play out, because maybe things will play out in my favor. That's what I'm reading right now. Hi, it's the evening 2 update. So one day, who am I? But I'm halfway through Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, so I thought I'd update you. By the way, halfway through is 200 pages, in case you want to know. I don't know what to tell you, because I feel like everything I said in my last clip from my previous vlog like completely was thrown out the window. I continued reading, like almost immediately. Like the next page I was like, oh no, everything I said about this not accurate anymore. Not synopsis vibes, because like the synopsis is very easy. It follows Jordan, who together with her boyfriend got kicked out of their apartment, and now they have moved in with her boyfriend's father, called Pike. It's kind of like a in-between place while they're like saving up money to get like a new place and stuff. And then like she and like Jordan and Pike start like having this like pull to each other, like not really developing a relationship, but like there's definitely attraction there, at least so far. I'm expecting them to develop a relationship in the second half of this book. Because this is a romance novel. But when I talked about this book in my last reading vlog, I said that even though it's only like 50 pages in, I liked it, but I thought like the writing felt very juvenile, like not as in the characters were acting juvenile, it more in like I was written by like someone who was very young. I can tell you that has changed. I mean, the writing is still sometimes a little bit cringy at points, but I generally think these characters are so immature, especially Pike. Like I expect better from him. Like he like raised the full-ass child and he still acts like a child sometimes. Like really, like you own a fucking company. You're not acting like a child. I won't allow it. And I don't know. I'm not vibing with the fact that they both feel so immature, because this is an age gap romance. Jordan is 19 and Pike is 38. So I don't want them to be acting immature. They should be acting mature. That's how you pull off an age gap, is by having both people act like mature adults, and not like that. Because like something is also bothering me, something especially considering Jordan is so young. Like, she's 19. They mentioned a couple of times that she literally just graduated college. Like she turns 19. First chapter of this book, it starts with her 19th birthday, and that's so young, like so fucking young. And like the fact that he's just like constantly lusting over her is like so bothersome. Like from the very beginning, like every time we're in Pike's perspective, he's like in detail describing like her outfit and how she looks in it and how she's so hot. And like Oh my god. You know, there are some scenes where Jordan does it as well for Pike, but that's like scenes that are supposed to be like sexy and hot, not just like basic interactions. And Pike does that like every single time he sees her, and it's just, she's 19. And I also feel like something that bothers me is I don't mind the fact that, you know, it's the like son's girlfriend dynamic. I don't mind that necessarily. The thing I might more in is like the age gap, just like in general tropes wise. Like it seems, especially because she's 19 again. Like if she was older, I wouldn't mind much. Like for example, I read You Made a Fool Out of That With Your Beauty by Vicky Medzi, which is also like a boyfriend's dad age gap romance, but like she's like in her 20s, like far into her 20s, almost 30s, I believe. So you know, it's not as bad. Like Jordan is fucking 19 in this. So you know, I need some more like resistance on the age gap, you know. But I feel like all the resistance that's coming from Pike is just like she's my son's like girlfriend, like that's the only thing that's keeping him away. And I'm like, it's not the fact that she's fucking 19. Like, and like especially because he also like keeps calling her kid, like he constantly refers to her as kid when he's talking to her. Like honestly, no, I'm not on board with it at all. Or like something like drastic must happen in like the second half. I am not vibing with it. Hi, it's Tuesday. I'm supposed to like go and do stuff today, but I woke up like incredibly sick because my life works out like that. So I ended up reading on my iPad almost all day because somehow it just felt less physically draining than reading my physical book. So I ended up finishing Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne. And I think I gave you a synopsis of this already. If not, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna repeat myself. And I ended up giving this 1 star. I really didn't like it, which I feel like I already let on that I wasn't liking it. I thought this was too strange. It's just it didn't work for me at all, because like the whole concept is kind of like, you know, Angelica courting a corpse that she brought to life again, and like a person with no memories is like completely reliant on her and her brother to like stay alive and function, and you know, all of those things. And it just felt very weird to me that was the romance I ended up going with, because it felt a little bit like grooming and like, you know, icky, and I didn't vibe with it at all. And like also I feel like the romance is very underdeveloped. They just went from like not having feelings for each other to like being madly in love in like 1 page. So that didn't help with my icky feeling about this romance, you know? And then I didn't like Angelica. I thought she was a brat, and I don't like using that word to describe people, especially not women or like female characters, but like she was just a brat. I don't know how else to say it. Like she was entitled, she was spoiled, she is so selfish. Like everything she does is for her own good, and we feel like constantly we're getting told that she is like so kind, she's a saint, and she's like so nice to people. But like either she does nice things because that serves her purpose and something that she wants to accomplish for herself, or it's because basic human decency. Like I'm not gonna plow you for like, you know, having basic human decency. I'm not. The one thing that I was interested that kept me reading this book, if it wasn't in it, I would have DNF'd it, is the storyline of trying to figure out who Will is and like who he used to be, and like his like trying to get his memories back, stuff like that. I thought that was interesting, but I hated the way that got resolved. I just thought it was a terrible reveal, and I hated what that meant for the rest of the story and the conflict it created. I hated it so much. Like it was terrible. And also this book gets like really religious towards the end. Like I don't have an issue with religion in books. I don't. But this one just felt very weird. Especially because towards the beginning of the book, like Victor and Angelica both expressed being atheists and not believing in God because of what happened to their parents, and then made them lose faith in general. And then towards the rest of the book, like Angelica kind of like finds her faith again, which is fine with me, and she becomes like very religious. But then at the same time, this book is starting to like demonize Victor for being an atheist during this time period, and I did not like it. And after this, I started Something in the Air by Susan Enoch, which comes out September 20th. It's another Gallica from Nagali. I am only like 10% of the way into this one, so not far. But this is a historical romance following our two protagonists, and like the female protagonist, I don't remember names yet. I'm sorry, I'm not far enough. I'm a bit too sick to like be able to remember names just at the cusp of my end. But our female protagonist, in our family, they have like this big manor and estate, and they have these rules around it where like every time it's get vacated or like the people who live in it currently dies, the first person to like get married within that family after that will receive the manor, will be able to live in it. But within 5 years of them being married, they need to have children to kind of like ensure them keeping this house. And at the beginning of this book, our main character and her parents like live in his house, but because her father's health is worsening, they're moving to like a quieter place, not like in the middle of London, and a place where they'll be able to take better care of her father's health. But she really does not want to leave this manor because like that's the place she grew up in, she loved, and she always imagines seeing herself in. So she just randomly asks one of her male friends to marry her because she's like, hey, you're trying to go into politics, I could help you with that, and you could like help me do it this manner. And like then we skip forward 8 years, and they've been living at this manor this entire time, married, and now they get an invitation to the 70th birthday of her grandfather, who's kind of like the owner of this manor in reality, and he invites them with their children. The only problem is that they don't have children, and our main character like lied about that to, you know, be able to keep living in this house. And for what I read from the synopsis, they are gonna like adopt 2 orphans, I believe, to like kind of play as the children that they said they had, but like that's not something I've gotten to so far, so I don't know how that's gonna play out. But that's the premise of this. And it's a marriage of convenience romance, so like I'm expecting them to like fall in love throughout them happenings. I'm liking it so far, but like I said, I'm not far enough in this yet to like have any concrete thoughts. I basically just got the setup and not even the entire setup. So yeah. I said to myself that this week I was gonna vlog more, so like here I am. Hi, it has been a little bit, and I know I said that I wanted to vlog more this week and not like have these large gaps in between vlog updates, but the reason why I haven't updated you since Tuesday is simply because I haven't been reading. Tuesday I said that I was pretty sick, and it just got worse throughout the week, and I just got not a lot of energy. Like I barely did anything. I'm still like not doing well, but I did get myself to read today and actually finished Birthday Girl out by Penelope Douglas. I smacked it in my head, I apologize, but I gave this 2 to 5 stars. I didn't like this, and now I'm just like in this like in a weird place where like so many people that I've gotten so many great like recommendations from, like that they love certain books, and then I end up reading them and I love them too. I've like absolutely loved this book as well, and I did not like it. I feel like I've given most of my spoiler-free thoughts already, but I had such a hard time like just getting into this romance because everything about it just felt really icky. Like I'm fine with an age gap romance. I've read a lot of age gap like fanfics mostly. It's like my first like proper book with an age gap, I think. So I know I don't mind it because it is an age gap, but a lot about what I don't like about it might seem like I just don't like age gaps, and that's not the case. But I just thought both of the main characters are just super mature and like annoying to read. They're very hypocritical and very possessive as well, especially the guy, but like Jordan as well. Like both of them are like very possessive, and it just wasn't fun to read. Like Pike also several times just like acted like Jordan was his kid and like acted like a father would, and that just like made things more cringy. Like they kept emphasizing the fact that she was so much younger and that she was just a kid and stuff like that, but then like also at the same time none of the conflict in this book is about the age gap. Like all of it is because that she is dating his son. Like that's the only conflict in here, and like petty misunderstandings, but I want to ignore those because, you know, that's not fun. There's so much misogyny in this, so much sexism, and I feel like once like Jordan and Pike get together, like the entire relationship is about sex, which is also annoying because the reason why this isn't a 1 star is because I do think that they have some great moments together, like great romantic moments together, where I did kind of like feel like chemistry between them, and I understood why they were falling for each other, but like then I was ruined by them just having sex when they got together, like nothing else. And then the relationship seems to be just about having sex, and I just wasn't on board with that. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of this. And yeah, then I did another dice roll, and I landed on the ghost page, which is the randomized TBR. Like I checked the Bookoplathon guide and it says to like use a random number generator, but that's too much effort. So I am picking a book out of my TBR jar, because let's be honest, I haven't used this one in so long. Literally only kind of like update this nowadays for Bookoplathon. That's the only time I try to use it. I don't always get a prompt, but if you like randomize your TBR, like picking something out of your TBR jar counts as that. So we're gonna pick something together. This is very full, by the way, so I'm trying to like mix things up without anything falling out. Let me set up straight. My camera's falling. God, this is the worst setup ever, I know. Let's give this one last shake. Let me pick something out. I'm not gonna look just in case I accidentally see something. This one. Oh, it's a long one. What is it? I literally can't read. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Okay. So it seems like I'm literally only taking books out of like my recently hauled pile for this video. But well, those books also have to get read, and there's all books that I'm excited to read, so that makes sense. But It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I'm excited to read this book. I also own Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey, but I've heard more mixed things about the books. I've been a little bit nervous to read that, even though I've been meaning to check out a Tessa Bailey in a while. And this one I've only heard great things about, so I'm very excited to get to it. So in this vlog, I got into 2 romance authors I've been meaning to check out for a long time. I know what this is about, so should I tell you? So this book is about Piper, who is like this witch girl, and she is a little bit irresponsible. Something happens, and her father ends up kind of like cutting her off a little and sending her to this small town to sea, and there she ends up meeting Brendan, who is a fisherman, and immediately like doesn't like her because she's entitled and spoiled, and it's romance between them, and that's all I know about it. Hi. It is Tuesday, and I'm gonna do these wrap-up updates on Mondays, but yesterday just was not a good day for me. I was doing really bad, like health-wise, because I've been sick this entire vlog. Hi, I've been sick for an entire week now, but yesterday was really bad, so I did not update you. I just quickly let you know where I'm at. As you know, I finished Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I also started It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, which I'm 64 pages in, which is not a lot. Like literally have just like arrived at this town, like Piper and her sister, so we haven't done much, but I really like the writing so far. It's very like quick to get through, you know, it's fun, and I really like their dynamic between our 2 leads, because I got like one like big scene between them and like the grocery store, and I thought that was so much fun. So yeah, I'm very excited to keep reading this. And then also I forgot to tell you, I got 21% of the way through Something in the Air, which is like I read a little bit more and I did before on Sunday, and I'm on the fence about this one. I'd feel bad if I also did like this, because it'd be like the second galley I read this week, like this month, that I didn't like. But so far I'm feeling very on the fence about our main characters. I feel like they're very self-centered and like holier than thou kind of attitude. But I've just been introduced to the children that they're adopting, and I do like them, and I think they have like an interesting dynamic with our main characters already. So I am very excited to keep reading this. But yeah, that's all I have for you in this fine week. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Bye.